is the person you are running to. So never mind Chike and Simi. Now let's look at homegrown digital education revolution. Mr. Okpayemi Ibukun is the Chief Executive Officer of Argyle IT and Education Limited. Good morning.
Good morning.
And he has come along with the Chief Operating Officer at the same Argyle IT and Education Limited, Solikume Joel.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, let me start with the lady. They say ladies first, don't they? Now, what is this about a homegrown digital education revolution?
Okay. Homegrown, as it starts with...
Ours, Tiwantiwa.
Yes, it's ours. We created it. We have the problems, we identify the needs, and we can tell the story of what we want, or the specification of what we want, and we can build. And even if we're taking something that already exists, we can actually make it in a way that it fits the function that we need it to function as, not just because it's available and we take something that is more expensive and all we have to do is use just a little bit of it and we're spending more. So homegrown has to do with the person using it, identifying what they really need and picking out what they want to solve with and the specifications so that it fits their budget, it fits their own cost, and it fits their own purposes as well.
Interesting. Well, CEO, you know, it's been a long journey from the slate, chalk slates to iPad.
Yes.
It's been a very long journey.
Yeah.
It's technology. Both of them are technology.
Yeah, fair enough.
Slate technology.
Yeah. Yes, slate was
it started
the chalk is
before it was rock and slate.
That reminds me of my youth, carrying my slate under my armpit.
and you were rich to have a slate.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about your own journey into education technology.
So mine started, of course, first as a mathematics teacher. I was a mathematics teacher at Matadei High School during my service year.
Like the Pope?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe my calling is going to be into preaching, but we never know. But yeah, after my NYC, I went to the UK for my master's. And so I was first exposed to a learning management system. I had access to lecture materials before the lecture. And of course, I did my undergrad in Nigeria, where, of course, the lecturer will stand in front and dictate the notes. And either you're fixed between trying to capture the note or even understanding the concept. And so that made education laborious.
Did they really dictate the notes? They delivered the lecture and you took notes?
For me, it was mostly dictating because,
you know, she went to a private school, so she can't. Those of us, they write it or you lose it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
And then you start looking for your mates for you to copy their notes.
Yes.
And sometimes that's a problem. You know, instead of you to spend time being in the library, doing research, you're trying to, find your mates' notes. Exactly, you're cramming and all that. And of course, that's what affects us. You know, we don't develop critical thinking skills and all that. And so I then told myself that I would love to develop similar system if I have the opportunity. Then fast forward to 2020, after COVID, during COVID, I then found out that, no one had solved that problem. And then, we started working on it. And for the past 5 years, we've been developing a robust learning management solution called ArgVLE that can capture the entire essence of teaching and learning.
Interesting.
So Lukume, sorry. What are the biggest challenges facing Africa's education system? You know, when we started this program, we spoke about the UTME, and we were talking about the teaching, the syllabus, and all that. So where lies the problem?
That is a very big question that I think that it can't be answered only once. It's something that will keep on answering, checking where you are and finding continuous solutions about it. But I think that just like every other nation, there are challenges everywhere. But for Africa, I think ours is heavy on both funding of education because of even our population as well, and also the population is also affecting the amount of people that are coming out of the universities, the structures or infrastructures to take those amounts and teach, even the availability of qualified teachers to meet up the population that needs to be trained, and over reliance on foreign technology, and even technology illiteracy or technology literacy not being able to meet up to power to what we currently are functioning in on a daily basis in the society. Technology changes as fast as the speed of light, but in education sector, we don't even get that amount of technology in the sector because we can't afford it as well. And it actually is a very diverse issue, but I'll just point out these few things because of the fact that these things, especially funding, the technology, and the resources and qualified professionals, deeply affect the education system in Africa.
Is that to say that we weren't prepared for education before we adopted it?
I wouldn't say so. I think education has always been in the weaving of society. How society depends on education. That's the truth. But now, how you address or how you tackle a problem actually shows if you're either doing your best or if you're actually identifying all your problems properly, or if you're even using the right tool.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, I may be going a little off script, but Mr. Ibukun, on the one hand is the challenge of education. On the other hand is the added challenge of digital education. You have to learn to use the tools before you can learn education, before you can encounter education. So is there a way to blend, to marry the two?
Yeah, of course, like with anything new, there's of course always the difficulty in terms of upskilling. I think the best thing is for us to start. If most times we look at, of course, the challenges, and then we tell ourselves, the challenges are too much for us to surmount, most times we don't start. This thing is long term. For example, the learning management system technology I'm talking about, it started in the 90s. And it's funny enough that, we're in 2025, and a lot of our universities can boast of these technologies. And so when we then compare the Western or the developed world, they started early, and they are where they are now. And of course, it's a long-term thing. I think one of the things that we need to also tell ourselves is that it's a long-term solution, but we have to start. We don't have to wait for everything to be ready. And of course, this is why this conversation is important, because when we then tell ourselves that we can do it, we believe in ourselves, we plan for long-term, we start doing the work, we start helping our lecturers in terms of capacity building, and of course, asking individuals, because it's a collective responsibility, asking individuals to support in terms of CSR initiatives, government agencies also putting in their all in this. Okay. Then, of course, we will achieve.
Is that part of the intention for this Digital Higher Education Africa Summit?
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. So the summit was born out of the work that we've done for the last 5 years. After developing the solution, we had the opportunity to launch it at a university, Niger Delta University, and doing that for the past 3 years, seeing the challenges and everything, we then realized that we can't go on this alone. We need a lot of people. It's a collaborative effort. And so we're looking at bringing in policymakers, of government agencies, even support of the media. We're glad to be here this morning, that the media can amplify our voice. Educators, vice chancellors, including students, corporate organizations, head of CSR, for us to be in the room to look at how can we tackle the entire issues in terms of funding, capacity building, monetization most times a lot of the institutions, they see technology as cost only, but they're also realizing that there's also the monetary aspect, that it can help scale. And so the summit is going to be high level, discussing practical ways where we can define long-term strategy in adopting digital technology in our higher education.
Why not basic and secondary education? Why higher education?
I like that question because we've been having it quite often. I believe that, yes, the youth, the children are the future of tomorrow. But I also believe that there also is a balance that we need to be able to take care of. We have a lot, it's good to catch them young. We also need people who will be able to teach the ones that are young. So we need that qualification on the teaching part, so that if you don't have the qualified people to teach the young ones, you won't have the continuous circle properly. So right now we have a lot of youths in our population right now, and we need to be able to tap their energies and make them either entrepreneurs, either teachers. They should be at the best capacity so that the whole knowledge system in the society continues, so that they'll be skilled enough to be able to mentor, teach, and work within the basic education environment to be able to grow the future for tomorrow.
This is wonderful news coming at this time, because last week we had people here telling us about the 1 million teachers conference. So they'll be very glad to hear about this, and they'll be glad to probably key into this, you know, because you're talking about training the trainer.
Yeah.
We have to keep training so that the cycle goes on. We don't run out of teachers. And like we said to them, your reward is here on earth. You will not wait till you get to heaven to get your reward as teachers.
Well, which will also reduce the numbers that scared you earlier, the JAM numbers.
Indeed, 1.5 million, not scoring up to 200 because it was computer-based. Well, this is 2025, so our children should be better versed with computer skills so that all this that you're talking about can actually happen. So what qualifies you to convene this show, let me say?
Of course, one would be being a Nigerian first. Since
an African?
An African, since it's homegrown. So that's one. Number two would be my experiences. I'm glad that I have gone through the path we have gone through in terms of my career. Being a mathematics teacher, so started in terms of basic mathematics teacher at a secondary school, enjoyed that. And of course, developing a robust technology that can actually do a lot of the things. Of course, train our students in terms of digital skills, prepare them for the future of work. And of course, the other thing would be spending 5 years researching in terms of this digital pedagogy, the science of learning. Okay. And so with that, we post.
Okay. How can people register for this program?
So they can register on our website. It's at www.argyleedu.com /the THE-summit SUMMIT 2025.
Can you please say the website again?
So www.argyleedu.com
Argyle.edu.
Yes.
edu.com
/the THE-summit 2025.
Okay. All right. So, I'm on argyleedu.com now, but I have to put the / right?
Yes, /
In order for me to get the teacher, right?
/ the summit
2025.
The summit.
Yes.
2025.
2025. Okay. So I'm there now, and it is showing me that this event is taking place June 19 and 20.
Yes.
And the summit 2020.
ArgyleEdu.com/the-summit-2025.
So what are people to expect at this summit?
It's a lot, but I'll try as much as possible to just highlight a few.
And you have 30 seconds.
30 seconds, all right. So we're going to be having keynotes from policy people, and also we're going to have inspiring panel sessions that deal with monetizing, funding, digital technology for workforce, and we're going to also have a workshop, live and direct, where people, ICT directors and anyone who is looking for technology for learning centers can explore. They would have it there, and we'll also be having a dinner to celebrate the learning journey of Nigeria and even the digital journey of Nigeria, because that's the kind of culture we want to start building up, so we identify where we're coming from and where we're going to.
So the registration is at argyle.com/the-summit-2025 for anyone who wants to be there. Well, we have to thank you this morning. You have to bring
Yes, thank you for coming, Mr. Bayemi Ibukun, the Chief Executive Officer, and Solikume Joel, who is the Chief Operating Officer.
Thank you
both
for having
of Argyle IT and Education Limited. So if you want to take part, you know exactly what site you should go to register for this event that is taking place in June. June 15th, did you say?
19th.
June 19th.
19th.
Thank you very much for coming to tell us about this.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best.
Us. Thank you. All right. Have a lovely day.
Thank you for staying with us and for remaining with us. We'll be back very shortly to continue the program.